I lost my dad to suicide 9 years ago. And at the time, my kids were very young. My daughter was only 2 months old, and my son was only just turned 2. I was really sad, but at the same time, angry and
with these positive narratives, you can grow from them, or do you destroy yourself? Do you go, oh, Eunju, like you should be ashamed to be yourself. You're a failure and all this.
And Korea has the #1 suicide rate in the developed countries. Did you know that? Clearly, I know what my purpose is. Like from my struggle, I've accepted that, okay, my dad passed and I can't change that. I shouldn't, like, of course you're sad when you lose somebody, but you have to be sad, but that shouldn't dictate your life for too long. You don't believe right now, and it's hard to believe, because you have to try and never give up, and don't end your life.
Hello, you beautiful people. Welcome back to the Long-Term Podcast. I'm your host, Advin Villa. Today, we have a Hanji artist from Korea. Hanji is Korean traditional paper, and she tears Hanji and creates pieces with Korean letters that embeds positive messages. Everybody welcome Eunju Park. We will discuss her father's suicide and how this started her art, depression and mental health, and the purpose of life. Eunju is a phenomenal, very inspiring individual, and she is very honest, very compassionate, very open to talking about the tough things in life. And she has gone through such a painful experience with losing her father, and even with a leukemia diagnosis. But she views these things as something that has shaped her, that has helped her grow, and I'm immensely thankful for her. It has really, really inspired me to have a more positive, more resilient mode of thinking. And if you're going through a tough time right now, if you're thinking these dark thoughts, this episode is for you. This is very honest conversation, and I'm so incredibly blessed to have her on today. Everybody, welcome Eunju Park. Welcome to the Long-Term Podcast, Eunju Park, everyone. So yeah, let's talk about how you started your art. Now, you've talked about how you've lost your father, right? And that shaped the beginnings of your Hanji art. Did I pronounce that right?
Yes.
Yeah. And what made you turn toward Korean paper as a medium for healing?
Oh, this is a kind of long story. That I lost my dad to suicide 9 years ago. And at the time, my kids were very young. My daughter was only 2 months old, and my son was only just turned 2. So I was really busy raising the kids. So I didn't really have time to grieve. And so I put my emotions aside and kept going. And a few years later, when my kids got a little older, I had some time to process, and of course, I didn't take care of my emotions, then my grief. So it just hit me all of a sudden, and I became very depressed. And I, when you're depressed, you are not a nice person. You are really mean to your family. You take out of your feelings to your loved ones, because you are not going to do that to your friends. So only I really didn't like myself, that I'm doing all these bad things to my family, and I couldn't control my emotions, and I couldn't help myself at that time. I didn't know how not to do it. And I was really sad, but at the same time, angry and all of the feelings that I was feeling from my dad. And one day, one of my Canadian friends asked me if I knew BTS. Do you know BTS?
The band?
Yeah.
Yeah, no BTS. Yeah.
So one day she was like, okay, do you know BTS? And I'm like, no, I don't listen to K-pop. So I heard of them, but I don't know them. And she said, okay, you have to listen to them. Like, okay, I will listen because I'm Korean. She insisted. So I looked them up and I fell in love with them. And not only because they are handsome and they can sing and dance, their songs are all about love yourself. What's your dream? Like, it's okay not to be okay. You're doing great. Like, you're shining as you are. And I never expected to get comforted by like K-pop bands. And somehow they did. All those like beautiful lyrics gave me solace. And I wanted to, at the time I was depressed and I was not doing good. So I wanted to change something. I wanted to get out of that. And the songs were just, okay, you gotta do something. And they are always talking about what's your dream in their songs. And I'm thinking that they were only teenagers when they wrote those lyrics, and they tried hard. They knew what their dreams were, and they tried really hard. Now they're on the top of the world, right? So I'm like, I'm 40 years old. I don't have a dream. I don't even know what I like to do. So I wanted to find what I like to do at least. So I started thinking, and I remembered when my kids were little, we would like do the art class at home, and we would paint, and they are done after 10 or 20 minutes. And I kept sitting and painting, and it was so much fun. It was so therapeutic. So maybe I liked painting. So I bought the paint by numbers. And have you done that before? Paint by numbers?
I have not. No.
So like I discovered about it. I never knew it existed. And I bought it, and I bought a big piece with lots of details. So like you just fill the numbers in with the same colors. They come with all the number. So it's super easy thing to do. So I just fill the colors, and I did it every night after my kids went to bed. And it took me like 4 months to finish the whole piece. But I was very proud of myself of like, okay, I did something and it looks beautiful. And even though it's paint by numbers, I did it, and it's beautiful piece of art. So I was like, and while I'm doing it, I was very like, you don't think about anything. You're just like in the zone, like just painting, and it's so peaceful. So
that flow state. Right?
So so I wanted to, okay, then I wanted to keep painting, and I didn't want to challenge to another piece. So I'm like, okay, what else can I do? I'm always listening to BTS songs, and they are always showing like Korean culture in their like performances. So they dance in front of the Korean old palace, and they're wearing Korean dresses, and all of those showed me all the like Korean culture that I forgot about, because I live in St. Albert, that where everybody around me is white, right?
Yeah.
So I was losing the connection to my heritage by the time. And the BTS was reminding me, they look at this beautiful Korean culture that you had. And I felt very proud to be like, yes, I am a proud Korean. I have beautiful culture in my background. So I wanted to do something Korean. And I was thinking, like, oh, I can maybe bring this Hanji, the Korean traditional paper. This Hanji paper, I just liked it. And so when I first moved here, I actually brought a piece of Hanji paper and I put it on the wall of my office, and people complimented on it because like it looks beautiful and different. So I just asked my sister to send some Hanji, and they all come in different colors with like natural dye. So it's all different colors, like really popping. And I started drawing flowers on it. And I always said I'm not creative, but I'm good at copying. So I just looked up some really simple flowers that I can copy easily, and I started drawing flowers on Hanji, and they looked beautiful. It didn't matter, like it wasn't going to be like I wasn't going to show people like look at my art, right? So to me it looked beautiful, so I kept drawing and drawing. It was still like so much fun. And while I'm always listening to their BTS songs, and they are always saying something positive, and I wanted to put these positive messages into my art, because at least this music changed my perspective a little bit, and I'm not as depressed. I at least found what I like to do. So maybe I can make music. So maybe visually I can make something. So I always love like how Korean letter looked. So have you seen Korean letters?
I have, yeah.
So they are very aesthetic, I think. So it has like circles and squares, and so I maybe I can do something with Hangul. Korean alphabet is called Hangul, so I can do something with Hangul. So I started just ripping the paper and then just glue it on the canvas, and that's how I started. And yeah, here I am now. I became a full-time artist.
That's phenomenal. Like here you are started out of something very, very tragic that had happened, right? And it's also in a time where you just had your kids and you were lost and you didn't really have time to process that because you're so busy. Like having kids, it's like a full-time job pretty much. And you're doing shift work because the baby cries and you have to feed them and there's no stopping it. Did you have a full-time job at the time as well?
No. I was like taking care of the kids.
Oh wow, there's two of them, right? Yeah. And this all happened when you're with your dad and you don't really have time to just reflect by yourself. So I can see where, you know, this rumination and like these mixed emotions of like anger, of the like why, like what, like you have all these questions you want to ask them. You want to ask the world, why me? Why him? And it's like you feel like you're the victim almost, right? And it's like all these memories bubble up, and it's like, could I have done something? Could I have, you know, was I the reason? Was was this out of my control? And all these emotions are coming out, and if you push that all down, eventually it comes out as you had said, right? And it's great that your friend had suggested you BTS. And
I'm grateful.
Yeah, and then the pause it, like, because there's really only two routes of like the suffering that we endure, right? Is we can look at that and we go, that's meaningless. And why did this have to happen? Why me? And you could treat others negatively and you could act like the victim, or you could let that help you grow. Like, oh, because this happened, then I'm going to treat other people better because I know how life can get. So that's why I'm always very cognizant of the fact that a lot of people will choose negative, not because they want to, but because it's easier, right? And it's something that like life has dealt them the wrong cards. Because, and they're just acting out. And I don't believe that a healthy person like treats other people badly, because the times where I've really hurt people is when I wasn't in a good spot. And it gets you thinking, like, the worst of the worst a person can do is if they take their own life, right? And what drives a person to do that? It's because they just feel meaningless. They feel useless in the world that they live in. They don't feel like they're part of a community. And I've had many of my friends and their sister or their brother, they take their own lives, and I've seen the impact that this has had on them. Like, it changes everyone around them, and every day it happens, and it's tough. It's really, really tough, and I'm really sorry to hear that happened to you. And I'm spiritual. I'm Christian. He's in a better place now, and yeah, it's tough that that's the way the world is made out to be. I wish that wasn't the case, but we keep going, and we just remember the good parts. And like, yes, we can acknowledge like the bad. We shouldn't hide from it. We shouldn't act like it didn't happen. But we should take into account, that this is the reality, and this is a possibility, and it could happen to anyone. And how can we prevent this from happening in the future to our friends, to our family? Because everybody's susceptible to it. Like, I've had certain thoughts where I felt like, oh, like, I think death might be better. And I've had certain thoughts where, oh wow, like, can I suffer more? Like, this is like, every day I'm suffering. There's months where I just wake up in dread, and it's like, what's this all for? But then looking back, it's like, oh wow, like, I've felt like that, so now I know what it's like. I can have more empathy for people. I can have more love. And it's great that you found Hanji and you found BTS to be able to turn your mind to a different route, instead of treating your friends and family, or you had said that family gets the brunt of it, right? Its impact, because we're more familiar with them. We're the closest, so they get to see our true colors. But yeah, often it's those close to us that bear the brunts of how we feel and how we truly feel, our true colors, right? And it's great to change your mind to be able to treat them better, right? Because it always starts within the household. Like, if you can't clean your room, then how are you able to clean the kitchen? And if you can't clean your house, how are you able to serve your community? If you can't serve your community, how can you serve like more than that? And it always starts within as well.
Totally.
When you look back at your early pieces, what emotions or memories were you trying to process through tearing and assembling Hanji?
So when I started, it wasn't like, okay, I'm going to show this to the world and I'm going to impress them, right? So when I first started, it was very simple. All the words were just like one words, or just easy ones like love or hope, dream. But like, even those words, I decided to choose like to put positive messages. So like, only positive words. And even like those words, like when I'm making dream pieces, like I'm thinking about like, like, what is my dream? Now I know what I like to do at least. Then what is my next step? Like, what would my dream would be? But like, I didn't know what my dream was going to be at that time, because I just started. And when I'm making hope, I'm like, yes, like, there is always hope. Like, I thought like I would be depressed for the rest of my life, but no, now I feel much better. I am happier, right? Like, doing something what I like, enjoy. So I all these words were just constantly reminding me of like giving me all the positivity that I needed, right, at the time. So like, the acting of tearing Hanji is so therapeutic. Like, you would not think like tearing paper is that therapeutic, but like once you try, you'll see. Like I host workshops, and then people come, and they all say like, I never thought I would find something therapeutic by tearing Hanji and just putting on the canvas. And I just found it randomly, and it just healed me by doing all this. Yeah, all the like creating art, like it just healed me.
Yeah, it's crazy. The act of just following your dreams and passions can release emotions, even if you don't really like think about it. But it's just like through the art, it's like your emotions get channeled to the art, and you look at it, and I get kind of emotional sometimes looking at pieces I've done, because I can, like, I guess like podcasting, I'd say it's kind of my art, like just talking to people is
it's a
like
form of art.
Yeah. Like when I'm making videos, like sometimes I'll get emotional. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like at that point, like I was very, very doubtful of myself, and you see it on my face, but then like I did it, I still did it, and it feels so cathartic. It feels so peaceful to be able to know that within the art, you still, like, no matter what you were feeling, you still executed. And I feel that that's like a big virtue that I have is discipline and kind of channeling your emotions to a medium, despite how tough times may get. Right? Because not every day is gonna be all sunshine and rainbows. There's gonna be days where you just don't feel like getting up, but you still execute. And you know what? At the end of the day, you're proud of yourself for it.
Totally.
You give yourself a pat in the back. And I like what you said earlier about, like in you, like tell yourself, like you do matter. And even with the BTS songs and then the art that you do, you're slowly reconstructing the narrative that you have in your head. Because we all have this kind of little voice, or kind of like, how do you treat yourself? And if you don't have a good relationship with yourself, if you don't tell yourself, hey, Eunju, like you're okay, you're brave, you're human, then with these like positive narratives, you can grow from them. Or do you destroy yourself? Do you go, oh Eunju, like you should be ashamed to be yourself, you're a failure and all this? And have you ever watched K-pop Demon Hunters?
Yes.
Of course. Yeah. Like the main character, like she was just ashamed to be herself because she was like half demon, right? And like even the people around her shamed her to be herself, but it wasn't until she kind of took it all off that she was freed. And I think in this day and age, there's so many people that truly hide who they are. And not only that, they shame themselves inside their heads. But the moment you are free, like the moment you actually tear your clothing apart and show your patterns, then you can actually live life to the fullest extent. And I feel like with your art, right, this is you. Like now, like through listening to BTS, right, through art and just being yourself, this has unlocked something that you haven't before.
I never expected.
And it's like looking back, it's like, I was so depressed all that time, but here we are. Like if I told myself back then that, I'm gonna be happier, I'm gonna find some meaning, a different route, you would have never believed yourself, right?
No,
if you showed a clip of yourself to your former self, maybe 10 years ago, right, of you just right now, like you would never believe it. Because like something about, like, have you ever looked at pictures of yourself back then and you go, wow, back in 2015, like you look at, like, maybe you're smiling in a photo, or maybe, but I was so miserable during that time. You can see it in my eyes, you can see it in my kind of just like the way the smile is constructed, it's kind of fake, you know? But then now you compare it to now and it's like, wow, like I'm in a better place.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so thankful I went through that because I know how bad it can get.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just know how bad it can get. So now I can be there for my friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
And when they do tell me they need me, I know what it's like.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in a way, I'm thankful for the things that have happened in the past because they've made me a better human. Like I'm not thankful for the bad shit that's happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't
But,
like
yeah, totally
you know
agree.
what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I am like, I'm sad that I lost my dad too
Mhm.
that way, but that made me grow so much that I never really have to deal with like grief, right? Like you can lose grandparents,
Mhm.
like they are older, so like you don't think when you lose them, like I lost them when I was really young, so like I don't even remember really, but you know that you're gonna lose your parents one day, it's coming, and but you never prepare for it, like you don't think about it because like it's dreading, like it's sad, right? Like so you never think about it, but all of a sudden it happens, and then now you have to deal with the grief, and most people don't know how to grieve, right? Like, and because nobody tells you how to, and there's no like guidance, right? So like I struggled for a few years, but that made me think about life and death, and like I went deep down to like death, and like I was never thinking about like killing myself because I was so depressed, because I know what I went through, so I can never do that to my loved ones. And my mom, even like we were very worried about my mom, like me, I have one younger sister, and we were very worried about her right after my dad passed. And we asked my mom to move in with my sister, and they live in Korea, because we didn't want her to live alone, like she was a mess, so we were all mess, but like she was more.
Yeah.
And she so we we all like grew so much, and I don't know why I brought my mom up here, but anyway, like I feel like even though it was a hard, I grew so much more from it. And what I learned about death, no, I remember. So my mom told us that don't worry about me too much. I'm not gonna kill myself because I'm too sad. Like it's hard, because I can't let you two go through this all over again. Like so that made me so happy, and I was so relieved to hear that. Like I was really worried about it, because like um the source, I can't remember the numbers, but like the people who get affected by suicide by close people, they think about suicide way more than
Yeah.
regular,
It's
right?
like if your friend or family member commits
Commits it.
suicide, then you're more likely to do it as well.
Yeah.
And the fact that your mom's said that she won't do it because she's thinking of you guys.
Yeah.
And I think when someone says something, you can kind of tell if they're serious
Yeah.
or not. And did she say it to you in person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like it was on the phone. I can't even remember.
Yeah, but you kind of gauge it.
Yeah.
Right. And like your mom is she still in Korea right now?
Yeah.
She's very strong to be able to, undergo such a tough battle and come out of it on top. And all of you guys are very strong. And I'm sure it's taught you guys a
ton.
ton. But what was your dad like? Were you guys close?
We were close. And like I really I love him. Of course, it's my
Mhm.
dad, and he was really playful. He was always making a joke, and it was really nice. I I don't know. He got into gambling, and the gambling is illegal in Korea.
Yeah.
So that was even worse. And so, like, at the end of the day, like, he didn't even leave any debt. He just, I thought about it so many times that, like, why did he do this? Was he did it for our family because he didn't want to be burdened. He tried to quit so many times and he couldn't do it. So he felt guilty that, like, okay, I'm just disappointing my family over and over again. If I don't kill myself, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life, torturing my family. So I'm better off not being here. I bet that's what was his decision about. Like, so I feel bad. Like, I feel sad for him that, like, no, that he worked his whole life. Like, he was born right after the war, Korean War. So, like, they had nothing. We were all poor. Everybody was poor. And they just worked like 24/7. And he even worked on Sundays. He worked for the HHI, the Hyundai Heavy Industry, which is the biggest ship company in the world. So he made ships, and he worked his whole life. And of course, he didn't know how to spend his time after work. Like, imagine working 12 hours a day for 6 days a week, and sometimes it's 7 days a week, and, like, you don't really have your life, right? Like, your whole life was just work. And when he has time after work, like, of course he wanted to do something fun, and he got addicted. And that was the that and like, so he didn't know, um he didn't have hobby. I'm sure. I think about it, like, when I moved here, like, wow, people have garages here, right? Like, we all live in an apartment in Korea, right? Like, we don't have space. So, like, my dad was really handy, and I believe if he lived here, he would build all of the things. Like, he would fix everything. He would build things, and he would have his hobby. But he didn't have that opportunity.
I feel like
back
he was
in Korea. Yeah.
working so much, and he didn't have that creative outlet. He didn't have that catharsis
Totally.
that you
Yeah.
have for Hanji.
Yeah.
And he just, like, didn't know himself,
Yeah.
right? And he was still working around the
he
time
was
of his
still
death.
working, and
Yeah.
he would gamble after work.
And, like,
right?
this just took an emotional toll, right? To maybe lack of sleep too,
Yeah.
and, like, not having enough time to really find himself. And, like, he sounds like a very driven, hardworking individual. And yeah, I just wish, things were different,
Very
and he'd
different.
still be here today. But we can't really do anything in the past. But it's good to just remember just his smile and like what he was like when he was around. But yeah, I always wonder, right, what if, like, he was just put in a different scenario? It's like, maybe in Canada he would have been building so much more. What if he worked less, and then he would be able to find his soul? Because you work so much and you just forget who you are. And when you forget who you are, you're devoid of meaning. And yeah, I don't blame people that do undergo the act, because it's like a tough world. It's a really negativity is so powerful and evil, and there's so many bad things that can happen to you, and 10 positive things equals 1 negative. And, like, you can have 100 positive outcomes, but 1 negative thing,
Can
car
erase,
crash or job loss, or a friend calls you a name, blows up on you, can spiral you into a bad mental headspace. And I don't blame people. It's a tough world, but it's good that people don't forget that they are loved, that they matter. And and I know there's also people that say, oh, I don't want to be guilty. I'm only staying alive for my friends and family, and that makes them feel guilty. Like, people shouldn't do it because they should be around other people. You do it because you belong here, that you deserve to live, that you matter, right? It doesn't matter what other people may think. Like, yes, it does. Like, you should be around because you're loved and that you matter. But there's so much to you. Like, there's so much to you than just being around for your family members. Like, a lot of people don't give themselves enough credit of, you're a hardworking individual. You, in tumultuous times, you persevere. You've gotten up on days you didn't want to get up. You followed your passions. You stood up your boundaries. And yeah, I think a lot of people need to hear some encouragement here and there too. So has your relationship with your father's story and the grief around it changed through creating art over the years? If so, how?
So, like I said, like, because I thought about, like, I didn't really have to think about life and death before, and I thought about it, and I learned that, like, we are given, like, the soul exists forever, and we only given the physical body on earth for a very short period of time, like maximum 100 years if you're lucky. And we are on earth, and you get to live with your physical body, and then once your time is done, you go back to your soul form. The hardest part of me after losing my dad was, like, I can't talk to him anymore, right? I can't see him anymore. But when I realized, like, after my time is done, I can reunite with him, and I can talk with him, I can still meet him. That gave me so much peace in my mind. Like, okay, it's not that bad. Like, how long am I gonna live on earth? Like 50 more years, and then I get to meet my dad. Then that just changed. It lifted a lot of, like, heavy, not burden, but heavy feeling off my heart, of that. When I thought, like, okay, one day I will meet him, right?
One
Like,
of these days, I'll be able to hear his voice again. I'll be able to hug him. I'll be able to spend some more time.
And then I can tell him, like, you thought wrong, that you decided to go away from us. That will help us, but you saw how much we all struggled, we were, how much sad we were, right?
Like, no, like, you matter to us, right? Like, it doesn't matter that you had a gambling addiction. Like, you were still a father, you were a husband, and you can see just how good you are by the impact that it's given us. Like, had you not mattered, then we wouldn't feel a thing. We would have been like, okay, whatever. But since you've been gone, it's been a very tough ride, and you can tell them all that. And that always gives me solace too. For I think about the death of my parents one day, because one day it's gonna happen, and, like, my friends, I'm gonna attend their funerals, and you know what, like, we're all gonna be together one day, and I find peace in that too. And it's really liberating, right, to know that oh, we can all be together, and that the physical form, it's not gonna be forever, but the spiritual side of things, that will be for forever. And when you were going through depression, what were some of the hardest moments, and what role did creativity play in helping you move through them?
The hardest moment is, like, me treating my family really bad, and, like, my kids were really little.
You're just impatient with them?
Yeah, I was, like, so easy to get just, like, bomb.
Yeah,
I'm like
it's like
just
the end of the world
yeah.
with one mistake.
Yeah, I'm just
I've been
yelling
there.
at them over nothing.
Yeah.
I'm like that. Yeah, kids do that because they're kids,
Yeah.
and I couldn't just control. So
yeah, but it's more than like when you say little thing, the act of like, oh, maybe they spilt milk, or oh,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
they said a bad word,
Mm.
right? And like it's a little thing, but deep inside
Yeah.
for you, you feel so much.
Yeah.
It's not little because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
all the emotions that you've pushed down,
Yeah,
that you've never
totally.
released.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it just comes
And
out.
it comes out that way.
Yeah.
Like, and they did nothing wrong, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I felt bad. Like, I felt guilty every night after kids go down. Like, oh, I was mean. Like, why? I don't want to be a mean mom.
Yeah.
But like, why? And I kept like, try better tomorrow. And then I doing it over and again, over and over again. And I really didn't like myself doing that. So once I found art, because I had an outlet, even though like I'm not yelling at paper, but like by by doing, like creating something that just released all the anger and all this negativity out. It was just I don't know, like the art has healing power. I've learned in like by doing it, like and yeah, that's
Yeah, sometimes you can't put it in words, right? Sometimes you just can't even you can't even describe it.
Yeah.
It's just like so powerful that you like the energy. Like I feel like that sometimes we can't detect what like our senses can. Like there's something in the air. There's something not even the air, in our environments where like we're connected to the other life forms, or like even like objects. Where like we can pass that energy, whether it's like good juju or bad juju, or like it's all just energy, but we can like cast it aside, and instead of holding all that within, we can release it. And that's like, oh my goodness, I didn't know what you could feel good.
Yeah.
Like all this time, like I've been feeling like, oh, like the bad, it's all stored up. How can this ever end? But eventually, once it's released, you go, whew, like through Hanji, through tearing up this paper, something clicks, and you're like, I finally found myself.
Yeah.
I can finally treat my family members and friends better. Because like nobody wants to treat other people badly. I don't care, you know, if you're the most like miserable person, if that's just like taught to you, but it's like nobody wants other people to distance themselves from other people, because that pushes them away.
Yeah.
But everybody wants more love and connection.
Yeah.
Right? That's like the simple things. Yeah, that's human. It's human nature. We want to be connected. We want to feel loved. And like there's so many ways to get there. But like art is so powerful. Korean culture sometimes carries stigma around mental health.
Yeah.
And I know it's like big, and you guys have a very hard working culture there.
Yeah.
As you know, shown by your dad. Did this affect your journey, and how did you find support or self-understanding?
So this, I love that you brought this up, because like I talk about my dad's suicide openly a lot. And like when I'm sometimes posting about my dad, like losing somebody to suicide, because in Korea, it's kind of taboo to talk about suicide. So when dad died, all of his siblings got together and they said, okay, this is going to be a heart attack. So like for the people who come to a funeral, it's going to be heart attack, not suicide, because people like people think it's something shameful, and like not it's not something you need to be proud of, like but
and like who is proud of that, right? It's not it's not that it is shameful or that is something to be proud of, but that's the truth.
There's a stigma to it that like it's just you don't talk about it, just bury it if it is suicide. And like when I heard heart attack, I'm like, how many heart attacks were actually suicide so far, right? Like, and Korea has the number one suicide rate in the developed countries. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
So Korea is like it's a big problem. People just when when people think they're at the corner, they have nowhere to go. They just instantly think about killing themselves because that's the only solution they believe.
Oh yeah.
And Korea is very competitive, right? So like everyone is really working hard to be better than someone next to you since they were young. Like you always have to study more to become a better person, to get a better job. So like all of their lives, you have to really try hard to be better. And once you are not better, you think yourself as a failure. So people like, okay, I worked really hard until now, and now what? And they think about, okay, kill yourself. That's what everybody else does. So like when I heard heart attack, wow, that's why people kill themselves all the time, but nobody goes to a funeral who committed suicide because nobody talks about it. And even like at the beginning, my mom was really against for me to talk about suicide. She was not comfortable. Like it's making my dad not how do you
not to be proud of. It's like tainting his image.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, but we have to address this. Like if I don't talk about it, nobody is doing it, then nothing is gonna change.
Yeah.
Right. So I started. Sorry, can you edit it?
No, of course.
I hear myself. Like I sometimes get this all the time, so I have to do this, and I can't pay attention. I can't concentrate.
Okay. That's okay.
So do it again.
It's okay. Do you need like a tissue?
No. I'm just need to do this. I don't know. It happens sometimes. I don't know why.
That's okay.
So I started posting about my dad's suicide and like how I struggled and all of this. And then one day I find this guy started following me and he pressed liked, and I checked on his Instagram and he looked desperate. He wanted to kill himself. And since my dad's suicide, I always think about like, I feel like it's my mission to stop anybody from committing suicide so I can prevent somebody to go through what I went through. So I started talking with him. He's Korean and he had a gambling problem. And he had so much debt and he was divorced and he was struggling and he constantly thinks about killing himself. And I talked to him. I tried to talk to him, talk out of it. And he was doing better. And then one day he messaged me. And that day, it was so close to kill himself, but my posting made him change his mind. And he called me guardian angel. Like he told me that I saved his life. And at that moment, I was like, who am I hearing this from a stranger that like he thanks me for saving his life. All I did was talking openly about what I went through. And I realized like I have that impact to other people to change their mind. And that's like if I can change somebody's mind, even one person, it's worth it. Like it's my art, what I'm doing is something meaningful. And that since that moment, I'm like, I'm always gonna talk about this because when I talk, people don't comment, people don't, because maybe they are going through the same thing, but they don't have courage to open about their emotions. But at least they read my thing and that resonates with them. And like someone message DM me and she said like she lost her twin sister to suicide and she was struggling and my posting was helping her. And like people reach out to me like not openly, but still I am helping random strangers. And that just gives me fuel to create more and talk more. And like, and from that, like I get inspired and make pieces with like, okay, you are doing good. Like it's okay. Like, and yeah, this is an amazing journey.
That's terrific. It's, you feel a little bit of imposter syndrome, like how me, like why me, like all these people that message me. I'm just a person just talking about my own experience.
Struggle. Yeah.
Like, but what you come to find out is this is very, very brave of you, actually, is like, it's not easy talking about this kind of stuff because there's a lot of shame, especially in your culture. But a lot of people read your content and they realize that, oh, I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Because I think what drives a lot of people to the suicidality and like that mode of thinking is, I'm completely alone. My family member, friend took their own life.
Yeah.
I should too.
Yeah.
And the cycle continues. But if you go, hey, everybody thinks about that to an extent. You're not alone. It's happened to my loved ones, but we stand strong. We're there for each other. And to just stop shoving it all down, because when you shove it all down, it all comes out in very ugly ways.
Yeah.
But I'm very proud of you for for putting yourself out there and just being there for those people. Because there's this quote of, to the world you may be one person, but to one person you may be their world.
Yeah.
You know? For others who may be feeling lost or in pain, what practices or perspectives or habits have helped you sustain your mental well-being today?
For me, like it wasn't like the simple act of me looking for what I love, what I like, changed my entire life. And I told you, I believed that I wasn't creative and I'm only good at copying. But once I started doing it, I discovered my creativity. And I believe it's not only me. A lot of people have their talent somewhere, but they never look for it because they believe they don't have it. And they believe what they just they don't believe in themselves. And I didn't either. But when I studied art, I didn't start as like, oh, I'm going to be really great. But it wasn't that. Like, it was just like, I want to find something I like.
And do this for fun.
Yeah, just
fun.
fun. So I want people to look for what they like to do. Like it doesn't have to be art, of course, but like at least something gives you joy, and find something that makes you happy. That's the most important thing. And love yourself. Now I'm looking back on it. I didn't love myself. That was why I abandoned myself in the rut, in the deep depression hole, right? But once I decided that, okay, I'm gonna pull myself out of that hole. One thing I realized was nobody else can save you from depression or in that state of your mind. Nobody else can do it. Like even the world's best therapist, they can help you, but if you don't decide to change yourself, you can get out. Like other people can try hard for you, but it's eventually up to you. You have to decide, okay, I don't want to live my life like this. I'm ending this. I will try and do something. And what I did was finding what I like to do, and it led me into a whole different version of mine, right?
Yeah.
So I want people to look for it. Like there must be something. And now I looked for it, and now I get to be on the podcast, right? And talking about myself and what I did and what I do. And this is just like never really expected my life to be this way. Like if you told me when I first came to Canada, like, oh, one day you'll be an artist, I'm like, yeah, right. But that all started with simple act of looking for what you like to do. And I want people to do it. Yeah. And so, but when you're sitting down scrolling your phone for hours, because it's easy to do these days, right? But that doesn't change anything. You gotta get out there maybe and try a workshop or try something that looks interesting. Just try it. Like you gotta just try it, I think.
Yeah. Just if singing isn't for you, how will you ever know if you don't try it? If painting isn't for you, how will you ever know?
Yeah, exactly.
But you'll never know up until you actually try. And my friend and I, and his name's Kempis, we talk about how, think about all the people that could be such a phenomenal singer, content creator, or dancer, but they never gave themselves a go at it, a chance. Think about all the people that could be an excellent artist, but they never did it. But something's calling them, but they just go, oh, no, because I'm not good enough, or it's just so much. That's not me, right? Yeah. It's like, it's cringy. It's embarrassing. Like, who's telling yourself this? Like who? Like maybe society, maybe you. Just do it. Yeah. Maybe both. Yeah. And if once you try it, you can actually free yourself from all the bad self-talk and just undergo the action. So what if people don't like it? If you don't feel like it, if you'll give yourself a chance, and come to find out, if you actually do like it, you'll think about it when you're not doing it. Yeah. And something just calls to you to it. Like with podcasting for me, I just get called to do it. Yes, it's a lot of work with editing, but I'm willing to suffer for it. It's something that I believe in. Yeah. Or like I took up dancing, like those little TikTok dances. Oh. And I used to tell myself, nah, I'm not a not a dancer. I don't dance. But then I find so much joy. Like after a TikTok video that I make, or like I'll just watch it so many times. I'm like, oh my goodness, I like the way it looks. I like the way it all comes together, the facial expressions.
Yeah.
And going back to what you said, if I told myself even a couple years back that I'd be this podcaster, I'd do TikTok dances, and I'd do social anxiety videos of me embarrassing myself. Yeah, right. That's not me.
Yeah.
But then now it's like this is 171 episodes now, 172.
Wow.
And just with all the people that have come up to me and be like, hey, I listened to that podcast. It really changed my perspective. Thank you. Something gets awoken, and it's like, it all started with just doing it for fun. And you just keep going. You just don't stop. Even on days where it's like, bad day, it's like liberating. It's not work, really.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like for me, like when I'm making art, it's my work now, but I never consider it as work because it's so much fun. It gives me so much joy. Like when I'm creating, it's just, I am in a so happy mood. Like I just get into it and like, wow, how come I didn't know this kind of joy for 40 years?
Like existed. I didn't know I could have gotten to this sooner. I could have started way back then. I always tell myself, but then again, you wouldn't be who you are without all the experiences, right? If you were given a canvas, if you were given the Hanji art, the way to do it when you're 10, it wouldn't have the same impact.
No.
Because now you have that lingering thought of, wow, who knows what else is on the horizon? There's probably something else that's like, if it's not Hanji art, then it's close to it, right? Whether it be karaoke, rock climbing, or maybe some sort of music, or maybe some sort of movie. But it's all just exploring.
Yeah.
And I think we have killed our curiosity in ourselves, like as
we grow,
as we grow old. But like, remember when we were children, and it's like you see a toy and it's just so beautiful. Like you want to play with it. You can see all these different things that this toy could do. But when you get older, it's like, oh, stop doing that. That's childish.
Yeah.
That's for kids, right? That's only for kids. But then come to find out, it's actually one of the most freeing things to act like a kid. Maybe not, maybe not have the maturity level of a kid, because you're much more, you've lived the years, you know what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah.
You can't act out of emotion, but like to have that childlike curiosity of just, wow, I really like that. I'm gonna start doing it. And you just have kids like dancing around like in the park, or like they don't have a care about who's watching. Because a lot of people would be like, oh, it's just a kid. But when you see an adult doing that, it's like, what's that guy doing? That guy's weird. But if he's just being himself, like, wow, kudos to him. Through your art and personal healing, how has your understanding of the purpose of life evolved?
At the beginning, I didn't know I'm gonna find my purpose of my life. But as I'm doing more, and like it's been over 4 years since I've been doing this art, and now I know, like clearly, I know what my purpose is. Like so one day, I was at the art walk, and like this lady comes into my booth, and I explained her what my art is about. These are not just abstract; they are Korean letters, and they all have positive messages. And I stated all the titles to her, and she started crying. And I'm like, oh, somebody's crying at my booth. So
you're just like, oh, what do I do? What do I do?
And I quickly realized, and she apologized, like, I'm so sorry, I'm crying at your booth. But like all these emotions I never expected.
This my one friend, she just hosted an event, and she was crying because the event went well. A lot of people seem to apologize when they cry.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, why do people apologize? I'm like, don't apologize. I actually it's kind of liberating to see people like that. Like, because a lot of people shy away from that. But to see someone cry, it's like, oh, it's not just me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like people actually feel miserable. Like we all know we all feel sad.
Yeah.
Right. But to see it in action,
Yeah.
like, I want to hug that person. I want to, like, I don't know what to do. Like maybe I'll say something kind, but they're human. Yeah, but sorry to cut you off.
No.
Yeah, so this lady was crying.
She was crying, and I realized that like maybe she was going through some tough times, and then she didn't expect to hear all these messages, and she's just hearing from an artist like in an art booth. So that just made her overwhelmed, and she cried. So and I was really happy to see it. Like, wow, my art has that power that can make somebody cry.
Wow.
So I was like consoling. I gave her a hug, and I'm like, I thanked her. Like, oh, that means a lot. That like that my art actually spoke to you,
evoked the emotion.
Yeah. So now I know that my art has that power. I'm gonna keep creating for the rest of my life, and I'm gonna spread these positive messages. Like I host exhibitions, and like people come and they feel emotions, right? And I get to spread it. And when I first started my art, I wasn't planning to, okay, I'm going to be a person who's going to spread Korean culture to the world. Like, no, it wasn't. But now, because I make art with Korean paper, with Korean letters, Hangul, I am spreading my culture.
You attach the meanings to it as it built up. Like at first, initially, it was just for fun.
Yeah.
But eventually, you see, oh, this changed a person's perspective onto this. You attach meaning onto the life of your father or Korean culture. And slowly but surely, you're putting this framework together to change other people's lives. Yeah.
And like now I host workshops, I do exhibitions when it is like a heritage month. And because I am representing my heritage, right? So it is cool that like my art is developing this way, and I get to be the person that gets to spread my culture, spread positivity. And I am going to like, also I learned as I was learning more about Hanji, because a lot of like most Koreans don't consider this paper. They don't appreciate this paper as much, because this paper has been around since the 3rd century, and we used to use this paper for everything. We used for wallpaper, window coverings, and flooring, furniture. We even made armor with this paper. We made everything out of it. But now all the new technology came, and we have glass instead of window coverings, right? So we don't use this paper for not many things. So, and I've learned that like this paper making process is really hard work. So a lot of like older skilled people are dying, and not younger generations don't really want to learn this hard working skills. So this paper industry is disappearing, and I somehow felt the responsibility that I gotta do something about it. So I now I get to host workshop, and people get to tear this Hanji, and they get to experience, and maybe they can use Hanji as a medium for their art. And I get to explain what Hanji is to the world. And now it is Hanji. I lost my.
Yeah, you've built this up, and now you get to serve. You get to serve other people. You get to give them a channel for their emotions, for their, and you build up a framework for it. You get to spread the culture all around. For people that are unaware, you're educating yourself more, and there's just so much positivity for it. Now, like your Hanji pieces, they're embedded in positive messages, right? So what message do you feel most called to share with others right now?
That is radical acceptance. Do you know what radical acceptance is?
I've heard of that.
Yeah, you study.
Yeah.
Psychology. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So like I learned this term from one of the workshop participants, and she came, and like in my workshop, I teach Korean letters because Korean letters very simple. So you can learn in like 20 minutes, and you choose what word you want to put in your piece in Korean, and then you start making your piece. So she asked me what radical acceptance was in Korean. And I'm like, I've never heard that word. And what is it? And she explained to me that you just accept what it is as it is.
Yeah.
And like, you don't dwell over something you can't change.
Yeah.
And
like all the flaws, all the good too. All the insecurities, all the confident points, all the trials and tribulations that you've undergone, the successes, the failures, all of it serves something. Yeah. And that's, accepting that, it's kind of liberating.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Totally. And I've learned that, like, from my struggle, I've accepted that, okay, my dad passed. And I can't change that. I shouldn't, like, of course you're sad when you lose somebody, of course, but you have to be sad, but that shouldn't dictate your life for too long. Like, you eventually have to accept that happened, and you have to get out of it, out of that sadness. You can't just stay there and sit there and cry all the time. And like the radical acceptance is just like you have to accept what happened to you because that's part of your life. Yeah. Nobody has a perfect life. Like on social media, it looks like everybody is having a great time, but that's not life. We all know that. Like, people go through good things and bad things. And when bad things happen, you still have to accept that happened, and you have to keep going. You can't just stop there forever. And a lot of people do stop, and they stop trying. They are stuck, right? A lot of times. And I've learned that lesson from my dad's experience. So I was diagnosed with chronic myeloid leukemia this spring.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
It's okay. Yeah. It's what it is, right? So because if I hadn't gone through and learned that lesson, I would be still like in shock, like, why me? Like, why this is happening to me? But from my dad's experience, I grew so much. I've learned so much about life that, I was very quick to recover from the news that, like, now I have cancer and there's no cure, but I'm so lucky that there is this medication that I can take every day. And if I can manage my levels, I can live a normal life.
That's so inspiring. Like, it is what it is, right?
It is what it is. But like, if I say like, okay, why did I get cancer? Like, why me? And if I sit there and cry about it, like, that doesn't help me get better, because that kind of mindset will only make my health worse. And now like before I was diagnosed, I would make art until like 3, 4 in the morning. I was into it. So like I was just having fun, right? So like I didn't sleep much. I went to bed and like I want to finish this piece, but it will be like
You're just
5, 6 in the morning, and I have to get up to send my kids to
since
school.
you're so passionate about it.
Yeah, like I have things to do, so like I had to go to bed. So like I slept very, very little. I didn't sleep enough, and when I was making art, sometimes like I wouldn't eat for like 13, 14 hours. Like I forget about it because like I'm just in the zone, right? Like so I didn't take care of my body because I was having fun. But now, since the diagnosis, I take care of my body. I sleep so much more, and I've learned a lot about like how important sleeping is. Sleeping is everything. It heals you while you sleep. Like your body is restoring everything and like making your body better by sleeping. But I just ignored it. I felt guilty when I was sleeping a lot before. But now, no, like sleep as much as your body needs. And I don't feel guilty. I let the guilt go. And I've learned like a lot of people in the modern society, they feel guilty when they sleep too much, right? But you shouldn't, because your body needs it.
It boosts your productivity. And it's so beautiful that you were diagnosed with this this leukemia, you said. And it's like, it's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear about that. But you have learned so much from before, and you attach meaning to it. Like, yes, this is terrible and this has happened, but what is it teaching me?
Yeah.
Right? And you're not stuck in that place for too long. You go about it and like, okay, what was I doing in the past that's maybe resulted in this? Oh, I was staying up too late, too much stress, too hard on myself. And now you go about it as, okay, like I'm going to go to bed earlier. I'm going to eat healthier. Now I feel better. And it's just like, it's really beautiful to see your mindset shift and to see you grow from it. And I can really like feel the presence, and that you are in the moments, and that you're so much happier now, and that you live with purpose, which you are someone that a lot of people, can look up to. And like, I'm sure there's a lot of lost souls out there that will come across your work and will come across this podcast, and they'll change their perspective onto life, and they can, just this ripple effect where everybody around them changes too for the good.
And even I joke about, like, I tell people, like, I know you feel bad that I have leukemia, but I feel like I'm gonna live healthier. I'm gonna be healthier than before I was diagnosed, because I take care of my body.
You look really healthy.
It is. I know I am healthy. And like, it's been only like, I don't know, like 7, 8 months. And like my level is dramatically down. And I do believe like this level, people take like years to get to this point taking this medication. But I am already at that level, I believe, because of my mindset.
And it probably heals. It heals.
I don't believe that this leukemia is going to take me down. I believe that this is going to make me stronger. And now I believe that when I was driving home after the diagnosis, I was thinking, maybe there weren't enough people who was affected by suicide. But now I get to resonate with people who have cancer. There are so many people who's struggling, like who has cancer or like chronic disease these days, right? Like there are so many of them. And now I get to say, okay, you have cancer, but you can beat it. But you have to think that way. Like if you doubt yourself, and if you sit down and oh, why I have a cancer? Like, why me? Then that attitude is not gonna make you better.
Yeah, you turn tragedy into triumph, and you turn the failures into something that forms you, something that's formative. And all this hardship, you turn into lessons that you can, learn from your past and then extend to the future, to your kids, to people listening, to the strangers that you will meet one day, and for some reason they're in the same situation as you, predicament, and you tell them, this is my experience and this is my mindset, and maybe you'll just change, you'll save someone's life again. And
I hope so.
Yeah, when you imagine the impact your work might have had on someone who sees it for the first time, what do you hope they walk away feeling or realizing?
I want people to feel hope. So whether you're going through something hard, or like maybe you are just happy, like I want people to see my work and of course read the title, because they wouldn't find Korean letters, right? And they hope they can reflect and think about why I put these words into my work. And I just want people to be hopeful. And I want what every artist want it, their work to be, is like people feel emotions and all of those. But like from my art, it's all about hope. And I hope they can start loving themselves more and live a happier life. That's my goal.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
Right? Like, because we look around us and we just see it's like darkness. So we don't see any light. But come to find out, if you just keep on going, you will find that light. Eventually. Yeah. And what I've realized too is, even after you get into the light, there's going to be another tunnel. And there's going to be so many more tunnels. But you have to realize that if you just keep on going within this tunnel, there will be light at the end again. Yeah. And I think a lot of people, they stay in that darkness because like what you talk for too long. Yeah. And if you don't move forward, that the tunnel will just, you'll forget that there's light. Yeah. You forget that there's an ending. Because I think, Sisyphus, right? The guy who pushes the rock, he pushes a boulder and it rolls down. And like for eternity, that's what he does. Yeah. And it's like constant, like it's like a torture. I think the gods in, like, this is in Greek mythology, casted him in there, and he's doomed to push this rock over, or boulder over and over. But then again, I think, like, what if, like, there's this book around it, what if he was happy doing it? Yeah, what if he was really struggled, and he's happy, he's liberated, and then it goes back down again. I think that's kind of life, no? Like, we all struggle. There's going to be pain. Yeah. There's going to be sad emotions. But how can you make it a more enjoyable ride? Like, once you're at the top, like, do you give yourself a chance to feel happy? Or do you go, oh man, I don't want to do it again. I don't want to. No, every day you wake up and it's a blessing. It's a blessing to feel pain. It's a blessing to feel sad, It's a blessing
to wake up every day.
Yeah. Yeah. And here we are. It's a blessing to be able to talk to someone. Not a lot of people have communication skills. Yeah. Not a lot of people have their voice. Some people get cancer in their throat. Some people don't have the ability to connect. Some people are isolated. Some people are in third world countries that can't even afford food. Yeah. And here we are. Yeah. And everybody suffers. And that's always what I think about when I'm like in the rut, when I'm in the darkness, is like yes, it's dark, but if you like try harder, there's people there with you. If they're not in the same vicinity, they're in another tunnel next to you. Yeah. Like they're somewhere and they're going through the exact same thing you're going through. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it's been a phenomenal episode with you today, Eunju. I'm really, really thankful for you today. And
Thank you.
your story really inspires me.
You.
And not a lot of people get the outcome that you have built for yourself, right? You've put in a lot of effort into your art, into the mental framework that you've built with yourself. And it's really, really impacted so many lives. And just being around you today, I feel so much more uplifted.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, keep being you. I think
I will.
you're on the great path, and whatever challenges come your way, I think you can do
I'll
it.
beat it.
Yeah, you'll beat it. And yeah, I'm thankful for you. And then do you have any last words for the people that may be struggling out there, and then they feel like life has no meaning? What do you have to say to them?
You matter. Like, you don't believe right now, and it's hard to believe. But just you have to try and never give up, and don't end your life. You are gonna die in 20 years, in 50 years, in 70 years. That's not a long time.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if you think about it, like, now I'm 45, and like, wow, I am 45 already.
You look great for 45. Yeah.
Thank you. But like, time goes by like this, and one day you will be old. And you know what? Like, one more thing I wanted to add, like, I'm very excited to get old. Like, no, not many people talk about it, right? Like, getting old is like something that like people dread. And but I am getting excited. If somebody asks, like, do you want to go back to your 20s? I would say no. I like being 45. I know what I know now. I know who I am as a 45-year-old. And it is like, it's fun to learn about life. And and like, I know I'm gonna keep learning, right? Like, I feel like I've learned a lot, but like, I know there will be more opportunity for me to grow and learn more. And how exciting is that? Like,
it's so exciting.
Yeah. And like, I even embrace, like, I got lots of like gray hair now, and I embrace it. Like, now I get like different color in my hair.
Oh, wow.
Without dyeing, right? Like, and like, oh, it's a bonus. Then like, oh,
no need to dye. It's just self-dyeing.
Yes. Yes. And I don't have to hide it. Like, I don't understand why people all have different beauty standard or whatever, but like, I don't understand why you need to inject something to your face. Like, I get it. Like, you want to look beautiful. You believe that is more beautiful. But I see people's wrinkles, and I'm seeing like, okay, they're that much wiser than me because they aged, right?
They've lived the life.
They know so much more than me because they're older. And like, I am excited to get older and learn about life.
Love that.
And I hope people to be like that, like more people to be people to embrace getting old and be happy about it.
I love that for you, Eunju. Eunju?
Yeah.
Eunju. I love that name. And that's, getting old. That's something that we all fear, but it will happen.
Yeah,
like, death comes to all of us, and
yes,
it just shows that you are more wise and that you lived a good life, right? And thank you so much again.
Yeah.
This has been a brilliant episode. And as always, to everyone listening, there is a place for you in this chaotic world. Never lose hope, strengthen your faith, and keep it long term. Eunju Park, everyone. Peace.
Thank you.
That's it. And if I could just get a picture